The 2026 FIFA World Cup is finally here. We are less than 24 hours away till the opening match, Mexico versus South Africa at the Azteca, rematch of the 2010 World Cup opening game. This time will be Mexico that has a chance to host it. That was South Africa, Africa's very first World Cup. But now we're back, Estadio Azteca, first stadium to host 3 different World Cups. And now they got the opening match. So we got to do our predictions. We got to do our brackets. Mexico, again, we're going to see a lot of host country tax for me because Group A, Group B, Group D, they're all pretty tight groups. But that home nation, that home advantage, I think will be the reason why. So I'm going to have Mexico, who over the last 6 years have really, really struggled. They struggle against the U.S. in Nations League Gold Cups, and they've really played some pretty bad football, been hard to watch. They didn't get out of the group stages at the 2022 World Cup, but this time, them being as hosts, I think quality-wise, this is pretty even. So I'm going to have them being as hosts get that slight advantage to finish above Czechia. Czechia, they're going to make it difficult. They're going to be direct. They didn't qualify automatically. They had to go through the playoffs, but in the playoffs, they were able to get 2 draws and take them both to penalties and just keep it tight. And I think Czechia will be able to keep it tight and just sneak into second place. They're going to need to somehow find the results against Korea, and I think, or in South Africa, and I think they'll just do enough. I think Korea will finish third. South Africa, one of these teams, in my opinion, pretty fortunate the World Cup got expanded to 48 teams. They're not a brilliant team, and yeah, I'll have them finishing bottom there. I think this group, Switzerland, clearly class of the group, just clearly better than every other team. Under Murat Yakin, they've been phenomenal to watch. Granit Xhaka, they have that leader, they have that captain in midfield. Ever since he's left Arsenal, he has been a winner. The year at Leverkusen, they went unbeaten across all competitions till their final Europa League final where they lost to Atalanta. He was that heart and soul of the midfield. He also went into Sunderland and took that team that just got newly promoted into a European spot. It's absolutely unbelievable. He's a great player. Switzerland is a great team. They're going to be first. They also have other leaders. Ricardo Rodriguez is still involved. They also have Brel Embolo, who's had his difficulties getting into America. Don't want to open up the can of worms, but they're the best team in that group. Canada and Bosnia, very, very tight. Bosnia, similar to Czechia, make it difficult. They got into the World Cup with penalties, beating Italy as well, despite Italy maybe having the better players. They dominated them in that final game. They'll play direct. They're very stout defensively. If it was a neutral, just like Group A, if it was neutral, I'd slightly lean either Czechia or maybe even Korea winning that group, honestly. But Mexico's home, so I put them, I gave them their little bit of tax. And because of that, I think in a neutral side, Bosnia would probably finish second. But I have to go Canada. They're well managed by Jesse Marsh. Alfonso Davies, he's not going to be available to the start of the tournament, but they still have Jonathan David. They got Ali Ahmed. They got some pretty good players. So Canada second, Bosnia third, Qatar last. Group C, I think, Carlo Ancelotti and this Brazil team, they've been overlooked. Brazil, rightfully so, has been overlooked based on how they looked under Dorival Jr. They looked terrible in Copa America. They looked terrible in CONMEBOL World Cup qualifiers before Ancelotti came in. But we saw what Ancelotti is a manager, and he is a leader. And I trust him late in games to make those tactical changes, tactical decisions that Chichi wasn't able to make for Brazil. I think Carlo Ancelotti is that guy. He will make the team better than the sum of their parts. And they still have some pretty good parts. Rafinha is a great player. Vinicius is very good most of the time. They have Igor Thiago, had a pretty good season. You have Endrick. You have Matias Cunha. You have the likes of Lucas Paquetá, Bruno Guimaraes, Casemiro, who's had a very solid season after poor last year. As well in the back, you have Gabriel Magalhaes and Marquinhos. The one thing that does concern me, the fullbacks, Wesley is now out, so they're relying on Alexandro and Danilo. Not the best situation there, but they won the group. This is my shocker, probably of the group stages. I have Scotland finishing second, a team that's been on the cusp. Well-managed unit under Stevie Clark. The last 2 European Championships, unfortunate not to get out of those groups. This is their opportunity. With third-place teams getting out to finally make it out for their first time in their history, Scotland will go through second, ahead of Morocco. Look, Morocco, I don't think they've built on the momentum of getting to that semifinal in World Cup. Yeah, they've had good youth Olympics. They've had good Olympics, they have had good youth tournaments, but as a national team, they've struggled in both AFCONs. They got eliminated in the round of 16 to South Africa, and then the AFCON after that, they lost technically AFCON gave it to them, but they lost in the final, and I thought they weren't impressive as a home team. So yeah, I don't know about this Morocco team. Walid Regragui, who took them to the semifinals, he resigned after AFCON. So I don't know. There's a little bit of unknown with Morocco, but quality wise, obviously they have more quality than Scotland, and some people have them winning this group. Here, host country tax again. I think this is a very well balanced, even group across all fronts. I think Turkey probably has the best players individually. Arda Güler, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, Kenan Yildiz. The United States also have a pretty solid unit as well, with Christian Pulisic, Weston McKennie, Anthony Robinson, Tyler Adams. I think the U.S. Well, if this was a neutral side, I'll slightly lean Turkey finishing first. But since U.S. Are the home teams, I'm going to go U.S., Turkey finishing right above them. I'm going to have Paraguay sneak above Australia, but I am concerned about that Julio and Enciso injury. And Australia, they'll make things difficult. The tricky thing for the U.S. and Turkey is Paraguay and Australia, they both will be defensively strong, and then they'll take advantage of you in completely different ways. Paraguay will do it with technical ability and pace and transition with the likes of Almiron, and then I said Enciso. Australia, they're going to be defensive, and then they're going to want to be direct. They're going to want to win second balls. So, those teams... It's going to be interesting. There's a lot of clashes of styles in this group. This is one of my groups of death. This alongside Group I. But I'm going to go with... this tight. So I think this is one of these groups just like France. First, second, and third, they're all interchangeable. But I'm going to have Germany win this group. They're coming in good form. I believe 9 straight wins. They struggled a little bit early on in qualifiers. But look, at the last European Championships under Nagelsmann, they had their best international tournament going all the way back to probably 2016 Euros. They got to the quarterfinals. I thought they were the second best team in the tournament. They lost to Spain, who eventually went on to win it. But they were a very, very good team. They performed well. I'm going to have Ivory Coast, Ecuador. These are two, in my opinion, dark horse candidates. Both teams can go on a run. Cote d'Ivoire, I thought they had a solid AFCON. Very unfortunate to go on the quarterfinals against Egypt. I thought they played better than them. And Ecuador, a team that has very, very good players. They had players that started on both Champions League finalist teams. You had William Pacho for PSG, and then you had Hincapié for Arsenal, and then you have one of the best midfielders in the world in Moises Caicedo. But I'm going to slightly lean with Ivory Coast. I think this team is made of the right stuff. I think they're well managed by Amr Sefa. The AFCON before this past one, they won it with a lot of the same core unit of players. They brought back Nicolas Pepe, who had a pretty good year at Valencia. So yeah, Ecuador I still think they can go on a run. As a third place team, that's a nightmare third place team for one of these group winners to take on. Group F, finish exactly in this order. Look, Japan is everybody's second favorite team, everybody's dark horse all the time, and they are very, very good. They always play some good football, but they always kind of have a peak. Like, they've never made it farther than the round of 16 at the World Cup, and in the Asian Cup, you would think they would have had a lot more success. Qatar has won the last 2 Asian Cups. How does Japan allow that to happen? I have no idea. It seems like there's something about this Japan. They don't arrive when they're supposed to, but they will play good football. They'll be enjoyable. They will cause an upset like they did in 2022 against Spain, against Germany. But some of these injuries are the reason why they won't win this group. They got Mitoma out, Minamino out, 2 key players, and then Endo, who's their captain, who's their guy in midfield. He's been hurt since February. He's a race to be fit that opening game. Netherlands, the best team ever, probably not to win a World Cup, based on pedigree, based on talent, based on the players that they have, and they still have some good players. Virgil van Dijk, Virgil van Dijk, Frenkie de Jong. You have the likes of Memphis Depay coming back to the fold. You have Noah Lang. You have, you still have some key players in there. They have some leadership as well. Netherlands, I think they're going to win this group. Japan second. Look, Sweden, horrible World Cup qualifiers. They were in a group. They didn't win a single game, but they had a second lifeline through the Nations League playoff, and they took advantage of it. They brought in Graham Potter, and now they're in the World Cup. So, and if they're able to figure it out, I wouldn't want to play them. You have the likes of Victor Gyökeres. You have the likes of Alexander Isak. This is a unit. So, can they get out of this group as a top 2 team? Absolutely. But you cannot forget what happened in the last World Cup qualifiers. And I thought also in the warm-up friendlies, I thought they were outplayed, trounced by Norway. So Sweden third. I think Tunisia will unfortunately finish bottom of the group. They're a solid unit all around, but they just don't get enough goals. I believe they have 1 goal in their last 4 games. when you're going up against Japan, when you're going up against the Netherlands, Sweden, you're going to need to score more than one goal to get out of that group. Group G, this is one of the groups of life. Belgium will top this group. Belgium is one of my potential dark horse candidates. If the draw is right, they can make the quarterfinals. Belgium is a team that's being overlooked, and rightfully so, I guess, because they don't have the players that they had in the past. But I believe the negative vibe that's been involving this team in the last European Championships and the World Cup before has kind of gone away. They went away from De Bruyne being captain. Rudi Garcia came in and given it Tielemans, who was a little bit more of a better bridge guy between the young inexperienced players and the experienced players. They still have the likes of Jeremy Doku, who's a great young talent. You have Leonardo Trossard. You still have De Bruyne involved. You have Lukaku still coming in. Thibaut Courtois back in goal. He was a big miss at Euro 2024. That can completely change a team. He could be the reason why they move on around because of a key save he makes in the 88th minute or so. So yeah, Belgium, they're going to win this group. I think Iran has been on the cusp for so long. Last 2 World Cups, very unfortunate. Last second moments, not being able to get out of the group. This is their opportunity. This is as easy as it gets, at least as a third place team. I think they go on automatically as a second place team. I think Egypt can play down to their opposition. They had a solid AFCON making that run to the semifinal, but Egypt, could they take a point off Belgium? Potentially, but they could also drop points to New Zealand. That's kind of what it is with Egypt. They play down to their opposition, and yeah, I think they're going to finish third. Top heavy group here. Spain, Uruguay, Saudi, Cape Verde. Spain is going to finish perfect, 9 points. I'm pretty pessimistic with Uruguay. Never been so pessimistic about Uruguay entering a major international tournament, but you know what? They're better than Saudi. They're better than Cape Verde. And Cape Verde, making their first World Cup appearance. So, yeah. Group of death. France, Senegal, Iraq, and Norway. And what makes this group probably the group of death over this Germany group is the fact that I think Iraq, as the worst team in this group, is much better than Curacao. Iraq is a candidate to be a spoiler. They could potentially take a point off Norway or Senegal and completely be the X factor in this group. I think they will finish bottom of this group, but I think they have a much better impact at getting points, or much better threat of getting points off these top 3 teams compared to Curacao. So this is my group of death. France is going to win this group. This is another group where first, second, or third. I can see France finish third. I can see Senegal finish first, second, or third. I can see Norway finish first, second, or third. I think France has the most quality, but Senegal and Norway are also very, very strong units, and all 3 teams are capable of making a run quarterfinals and beyond. So France finished first. I think Senegal, with the pedigree, they got out of the World Cup last group stages. Without Sadio Mane, they've won 2 AFCONs. A lot of these core guys are involved. You still have Sadio Mane, Iliman Indian, Khalidou Koulibaly in the back, Edouard Mendy in goal. A lot of these core guys have been there for a while, so I think they will finish second place. They have that experience over Norway, but I believe Norway can still go on a run, even as a third place team. And if I'm a group winner and I see I have to play in Norway as a first place team, I'd be so like that is absolute nightmare scenario. That's the worst matchup you can get. Group G, J, this is a weird one. This is the sort of group I can see first, second, or third all have 5 points and be determined by goal differential, and Jordan finishing last. Pretty well balanced. I think Argentina may disappoint this World Cup. They play down to their opposition, but they can also play up. We haven't seen them play against high-level opposition since going back to 2020, the 2022 World Cup. Haven't played a European opposition since then, besides that one game they played against Iceland. I think it was yesterday, actually. So there's that. And, there is the likes of Nico Paz coming in. Julian Alvarez is still a good player. Of course, you still have Lionel Messi, age 38, will turn 39 throughout the tournament. But I don't know. I think they will still win the group. I think Algeria will sneak above Austria, but Austria is also a very, very good group. Very, 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 very good team. Well managed by Ralf Ragnick, and it's really interchangeable between these 2. Or honestly, between these 3, I don't know. I can't see Argentina finish third, but I can see Algeria finish second or third. I can see Austria finish first, second, or third. Austria is an X factor there. Again, pretty self-explanatory group. Portugal, Colombia, DR Congo, Uzbekistan. Congo, I think they're better than Uzbekistan, but I think they are below Colombia and Portugal. Portugal is the best team in this group, most talented in this group. Colombia, they're also a strong unit, but they're coming in much less form than they came into the 2024 Copa America. I think they're a slightly worse team since then, so they will finish second, but they'll be followed strongly. England will win this group, Croatia second, Panama third, Ghana fourth. I am very skeptical of putting England above Croatia, especially based on recent form and what Croatia has done in past international tournaments. But I'm just going to go with that, I guess, for now. But I say for now, but I'm locking it in. Best third place teams: Morocco, Ecuador, Austria for sure. Norway, Bosnia, yes. Saudi, no. Congo, Malawi, Sweden, sure. And then, tennis. I think I have. There you go. Panama, no. Paraguay, no. Congo, Saudi, yeah. There you go. These are my 8th best third place teams: Morocco, Ecuador, Austria, Korea, Egypt, Norway, Sweden, Bosnia, no Saudi, no Congo, no Paraguay, or Panama. Let's pick these knockout stage games. Oh my goodness. Germany, Morocco. Wouldn't we be blessed if that is the matchup we get to open up the knockout stages? Germany, France, Sweden. Another pretty good game as well. I'm going to go France. How is this possible? If both teams win their group, how can they play in the round of 16? Is that a possibility? Okay, we'll ignore that. Czechia, Canada. Oh, man. Logically, I'm going to say Czechia. Yeah, I'm going to say Czechia. Canada are not hosts, so they're going to be in Los Angeles. Yeah. Netherlands, for sure, will beat Scotland. Colombia. Very good game. Croatia and World Cups, man. Come on. Croatia will get the better of Colombia, but Colombia will be well followed, even in Toronto. Spain, Algeria. Spain. Algeria, they couldn't make it difficult, but no. United States, Bosnia. I think this is a good draw for the U.S., honestly speaking. Winning their group, playing Bosnia. This could be USA, Canada almost. I almost had Canada finishing below Bosnia. Wouldn't that be fantastic? But we're going to go USA here. We're going to go Belgium for sure. This is the proverbial wall. I think Japan will run to the wall that they always run into in the first, knockout stage game. Brazil, better team than Japan, despite Japan being a dark horse for everybody. Wouldn't this be incredible, getting an all-African matchup? I think for the first time in World Cup history, both very well-balanced teams, both good teams that can go on and run, but I just think Senegal with that experience will get through there. Wow. If I have Mexico winning their group, then they should be able to build on that momentum and get past Ecuador at the Azteca, shouldn't they? But does this count as El Quinto Partido? Does this count as the 5th game for Mexico round of 32? This is difficult. Yeah, I think Mexico will go through there. I would do. Only because they're home. And the momentum. England will get past Austria, even though that's going to be we have some good round of 32 matchups, and some of these are going to be Argentina, Uruguay, all South American. I love all South American matchups at the World Cup, but give me Argentina. As I said, I've been pessimistic about Uruguay. Turkey, Iran. Turkey will go through, just have too much quality. Switzerland, Egypt. Switzerland will trounce Egypt. Portugal, Norway. I said it. I think Portugal, they are destined for an early elimination. Erling Haaland. Do you know why I choose Erling Haaland here, or choose Norway here? Portugal played Slovenia in the round of 16 of the last European Championships, and it went to penalties. It was 0-0. But in the last minute before extra time, Benjamin Sesko was in a one-on-one opportunity. Diego Costa comes with the save. Put Erling Haaland in that situation. Portugal are going home. And I think Norway is a better team than Switzerland, more quality. Slovenia, I think Norway will do that one. Let's go up here. Germany, France. Man, that's a great round of 16 tie. I think France will disappoint at this World Cup. No, I don't think France will disappoint at this World Cup, but I think there's a possibility. Give me Germany, yeah. Give me Germany. Netherlands, Czechia, rematch of the quarterfinals of Euro 2021. Czechia beat them 2-0, actually. Give me Netherlands in this one. Croatia, Spain. Wow, what a matchup. But give me Spain. United States, Belgium. Unfortunately, I think this is the end of the road for the U.S. But you know what? not the worst matchup for the U.S. If you're thinking about potentially having to play a first place team, playing Belgium, not a terrible round of 16 matchup. I'd rather face Belgium than a Brazil, than a Spain, than a Netherlands, honestly, than a Germany. Brazil, Senegal, that's the end of the road for Senegal. Brazil will win that game. Carlo Ancelotti will pull it through. This is the game of the World Cup, honestly. If we get Azteca Sunday night, Mexico versus England, are you kidding me? In prime time? But I think England will sneak past Mexico, maybe on a penalty shootout, but who knows? Argentina will definitely beat Turkey, Switzerland, Norway. I think Switzerland is one of the better teams, being slumped on. They're a very, very good unit. Germany, Netherlands. I think Germany is the stronger team in the Netherlands. I trust Julian Nagelsmann over Ronald Koeman. Spain, Belgium, one of the more clear quarterfinal matchups. Spain is obviously better. Brazil, England. A lot of people will choose England just based on paper. People think England is better. No. The Brazil always have that psychological advantage over England. I cannot see England beat Brazil. I'd love to have that matchup, though. Hopefully we get that matchup. Argentina versus Switzerland. Look, people are saying this is going to be Messi versus Ronaldo. I don't think we're going to get that game, and I don't think we'll have any of those two teams reach the semifinal. Give me Switzerland. I think Switzerland is overall a better unit than Argentina. They play more entertaining football. I think overall balance-wise is better. You look at Argentina's back line. They're the same back line from the 2022 World Cup. Romero, Otamendi, Tagliafico, and Molina. It's the same back line. Nobody has really came up. Scaloni, yeah, he is a coach that can get you over the line, but I think Murat Yakin is as well. Switzerland should have made the semifinals of that last European Championship. Very unfortunate to go out to penalties against eventual finalist England. So yeah, give me Switzerland. Germany, Spain. I'm going to go with Spain. I think Spain are going to reach the final. And then Brazil, Switzerland. Give me Brazil. Brazil under Carlo Ancelotti, pulling it off. Maybe going through penalties or something of that sort. Then the final. Who wins? Spain versus Brazil. Give me Carlo Ancelotti to win the World Cup. Give me Neymar to lift up the tournament, to eventually become a starter sometime throughout the knockout stages and make that winning difference, being that catalyst, being that leader that he really has never been for Brazil, but this is his opportunity to finally lift the trophy, have his Messi moment that Messi had in 2022. Neymar has. Brazil to win the final under Carlo Ancelotti. They're going to have to play defensive in certain periods. Like, for example, this game, they're going to have to survive against Spain, and I think they will do it just like Real Madrid did it in Champions Leagues under Ancelotti. This is Brazil's moment to lift the trophy. Give me Brazil to win the FIFA World Cup. Brazil, they'll win the FIFA World Cup. So I have Brazil winning the World Cup as I do my World Cup superlatives. Then my runner-up is going to be Spain, my dark horse. Many dark horses at this tournament, but based on my bracket, I had Switzerland going to the semifinals. I don't think many people have Switzerland going to the semifinals, so that'll be my dark horse. But other dark horse candidates, Ecuador, Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, Norway, those are all teams that can have strong World Cups. So, there's those as well. My biggest disappointment will probably be Portugal. I have them going out in the round of 32 because they get unlucky having to play Norway in that round of 32. I think France could also be a disappointment as well, just because of the expectations with the attacking talent that they have. Golden Boot, Erling Haaland. He will be the Golden Boot. He's the best player in the world. He's the best goal scorer in the world. The question is, can they go far enough? For him, my best player, my golden ball will go to Rafinha. Brazil lifting it. It's really between Rafinha, Rafinha or Vinicius. And I trust Rafinha to show up for Brazil more than Vinicius. So Rafinha, maybe Neymar. I gotta be logical though. So Rafinha, best goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois, as well. So those are my superlatives. So, and this World Cup is going to be great, being hosted in 3 different World Cups for the first time ever. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. And let's enjoy this celebration.